What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the JeffMan316 Pop Culture Reporter channel. I'm your host, as always, JeffMan316. And hey, this is my video to say happy 4th of July to everybody out there. Hopefully you guys are still going to stay safe and enjoy the time with your family. But in the past, I had done a video of my top 5 movies that I think you should watch on 4th of July. And it was, my channel was just starting to get some legs under it. So I think it deserves a rewatch. So it's going to be a little bit lesser on production value during the video, but I wanted you to see it. So, and I also thought in advance of a honorable mention that I'm going to add on to it. So let's get into the intro, and then I'll tell you the honorable mention, and then I'll show you the top 5 movies that I think you should watch during the 4th of July. What are we waiting for? Let's go.
You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
So what's going on, everybody? Before we get into the original content that I created of the top 5 list of movies you should watch on 4th of July, I wanted to throw an honorable mention on there. So it's a movie that I really didn't think of at the time, and now that I do think about it, it really was pretty timely for the holiday. It's The Return of the Living Dead, and I'll show you here. You know, most people throw memes around on the internet. Here's one that I always find. Yeah, the movie takes place on July 3rd, which obviously is the, day before the holiday, but this is a good movie to watch going into the July 4th holiday or on the July 4th holiday. So that's going to be my honorable mention. The original Return of the Living Dead. I've got the 4K, and hey, make a night of it and watch Return of the Living Dead 2. You could go ahead and do a double feature there. So that's my honorable mention of one I didn't think of. Now let's get into the archive footage of my old video where I give you my top 5 choices of videos to watch during the 4th of July. Let's go. It'll be 5 movies that I think you should watch during the 4th of July holiday weekend. There's some of my favorite films. There's obviously a lot more films I could put on here. A lot of dramatic films like maybe Glory, or more horror action films like the Purge series. But I want to try to put feel-good movies on this list. It's the mood I'm in, and so I'm going to do some more feel-good type movies. So let's go ahead and dig into that list of 5 films I think you should watch during the 4th of July holiday. The first film is going to be ID4, Independence Day. I think this is the perfect action film that embodies the spirit of 4th of July. I figured it'd be a good way to start the list. A movie like this has like the themes of 4th of July, independence, obviously. The film centers around an alien invasion that takes place on Earth. It features some really awesome chemistry between a couple characters specifically. I love the way Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith interact together. There's also a great mix of action, drama, comedy, and of course patriotism. I think it would be really hard to not watch this movie or think about this movie without thinking about the scene where Bill Pullman makes his iconic speech as the President of the United States.
We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Man, that's some good stuff. This movie will definitely get you into the spirit of the holiday if not for just that one scene alone. So the next one we're going to choose is, I'm going to say 2 films, National Treasure 1 and 2, or both. I would say you could watch these Nicolas Cage action adventure movies individually or as a double feature. I'll let you decide. These movies came out back before Nicolas Cage became a staple of the bargain DVD shelf over at your local Walmart store. Let's just talk about the first movie specifically. That's what we're going to discuss here. The first movie is basically, I would say, like a poor man's Indiana Jones. But this time the search for hidden treasure stays centered within the United States, and clues about that treasure are scattered throughout the entire country. One of those main clues is contained within the Declaration of Independence. And Nicolas Cage's character believes he must steal the Declaration of Independence before the bad guys do.
I'm going to steal it.
What?
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
There's some fun stuff here, and it's got a lot of stuff for the entire family to watch. So that's another good movie, like I said, to watch singly or as a double feature. So the next film I'm going to pick is Captain America Civil War. I thought I'd make sure that I added an epic comic book action movie to this list. So like I said, so there would be something for everyone. This is actually my favorite Captain America film. It centers around the rift that develops between Captain America and Iron Man, because they both disagree on how the superheroes should be held accountable for the death and destruction that they ultimately caused during their heroic acts during the previous film.
What do we do, Cap?
We fight.
This is gonna end well.
So once again, this is a movie for the comic book fan in your family, or just the entire family. The next film that may not come to mind immediately when you're thinking about the 4th of July, but humor me. I think you would enjoy watching American Graffiti this weekend. So listen, this movie presents the perfect slice of Americana from our past. It's written and directed by Star Wars creator George Lucas, of all people, if you didn't know that. It features a lot of characters that feel really authentic for the time, and those characters are going through normal trials and tribulations of, you know, late teens, getting ready to turn 20-year-olds of the time. The film is set in the 1960s and features one of the best ensemble casts that's ever been put on film. I love the fact that their personal stories all take place over one main night, and that night is the turning point in the lives of most of the main characters. Ron Howard and Richard Dreyfuss play friends that are having opposite feelings about leaving home to attend college after graduating high school. One wants to stay, one wants to go. Cindy Williams plays Ron Howard's girlfriend, who's worried about their relationship because she doesn't know if it's going to work long distance with him away at college. She obviously felt that they would be together forever, like a lot of, couples did in high school. Paul Lamont plays the cool Fonzie type character. He's somebody that's already graduated high school and has hung around town. He wants to be that coolest guy in town for the young kids to look up to. So Harrison Ford is the new cool kid in town, and he comes in with basically a couple of extended cameo scenes, but he wants to be the next cool kid that knocks Paul Lamont's character off of that cool mountain. So finally, we've got a character that's called Toad, that's played by Charles Martin Smith. You can guess by the name that he plays the town nerd. He's trying to shed that image of being a nerd, and he wants to finally get a real girlfriend to ride the streets with him during the night, as everybody went cruising. A lot of cruising in this movie. All of their stories intertwine during the night while you hear Wolfman Jack spin tunes over their radio in the background.
Hey, you're supposed to be the fast thing in the valley, man, but that can't be your car. It must be your mama's car. Hey, I like the color of your car there, man. What's that supposed to be? Sort of a cross between piss yellow and puke green, ain't it?
This movie is a true American classic. I think you should watch it. So speaking of Richard Dreyfuss, let's talk about my pick for the best movie to watch during this holiday weekend. JAWS. You see, you should have known from me wearing this shirt. Not only is it my all-time favorite movie, I think it is a real perfect film to watch during this holiday. I'll explain a few reasons why. See, the entire town that's featured in the movie Amity, they're just all trying to celebrate on the beach during the 4th of July holiday. But, there's that pesky shark that was nicknamed Bruce by the crew of making the movie. Bruce tries to ruin all their fun during the holiday. So while the shark attacks and the subsequent hunt to kill the shark on the open seas are the main focus of the film, there is another subplot that centers around this holiday. There's a real tug of war of power going on between Chief Brody and Mayor Larry Vaughn. One wants to close the beaches to save citizens' lives, and the other wants to keep the beaches open because he thinks the livelihood of the citizens, that their livelihood is going to be ruined without all the tourist revenue coming into the town during the 4th of July holiday.
I don't think one of you are familiar with our problems.
I think that I am familiar with the fact that you are going to ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you on the ass.
So I really love everything about this movie, all aspects. I love how all the plot points are woven together. I think they've got perfect casting for each character. I think the director, Steven Spielberg, did an awesome job. He had to invent new and unique ways to film around the mechanical shark, which often didn't work. Historically, everybody knows that. And then you got that amazing musical score by John Williams to tie it all together. It's the perfect film to watch this weekend or any day of the year. So, that's my top 5 films to watch during the 4th of July weekend. What did you think? If you liked the films or you didn't, or you just like my content, please give the video a thumbs up. I really need the support of you guys to grow this channel. After you do that, make sure you're a subscriber. I plan on doing more videos as we go along, movie reviews, toy reviews, movie hunts, toy hunts, anything pop culture related. That's what we do here. So until the next top 5 or top 10 or whatever list that I present to you guys, and this is JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter, signing out saying you guys be safe out there.
Mr. Mayor, Chief, ladies and gentlemen.